Games Workshop's Basement, hosted by John Quennell, Danny McDevitt, Val Heffelfinger. I'm Dickie, and it's Grim After Dark.
Oh, wow. Guys, you can tell I'm back because everything is running flawlessly. And no, it's not. We haven't relegated Val back to the production office. Which you might think based off that initial thing, but no. Hi, guys. Welcome to Grim After Dark. My name is John, and this is Warhammer's only late night talk show for some reason. I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. I took 3 weeks away. I'm back. Thank you for your patience. Let's just bring people in. First up is my good friend. He brings a wealth of knowledge and experience to the table. He's played some games. I have a picture. He's probably mad as hell, but let's give a warm welcome to Danny McDevitt.
Yeah, I'm here, John. Thanks for having me tonight.
You said, look, it was my choice. I'm kidding. Also joining us, you could have seen him last week on Signals from the Front Line, where he previewed World Eaters, even though he had a perfectly good platform to do it here. And a week where we didn't create content on a Monday.
He chose not to.
And he chose not to create it here. His Tech Priest Dickie.
Hey,
World Eater Dickie. What are you now?
I'm a World Eater today.
Because the joke is and Danny, you're gonna have to bear with me. Usually jokes are funny, but this one,
Jesus Christ.
Signals killed Dickie.
Yeah.
When he left.
Dang. Okay.
Yeah, they were pretty cutthroat about me leaving.
Yeah.
Well, it's cool that you've decided to adapt this kind of World Eaters persona because it fits you as a fucking traitor.
Yeah.
The producer's nails are really going in hard on that one.
Fair enough.
Love it.
Yeah. How's I have been unplugged mostly. How's the past couple of weeks been, guys? What did I miss?
Poof. We filled for time a lot that one show. I don't know if you noticed that Val kept asking if it's been an hour yet. I
did watch that one on the plane back over. Very happy.
Man. You could have watched the Fantastic Four movie instead. And
I know. I did. My favorite part was it's an hour yet. Riveting audio content, which is fine because someone messaged me while I was in the UK, asked me when we were going to put the audio up. And I was like, oh, when was the last time we did that? And 6 weeks ago. But that's okay. Growing pains for a 2-year-old show. I was in Scotland at a wonderful time. I went to a Games Workshop store, like an official real big boy one. So thank you to the staff, plural, which was nice, at Games Workshop Edinburgh, who helped me buy far too many Necrons. Because, guys, guess what? The exchange rate was great, and GW makes a lot of profit on the North American market.
Mm-hmm.
So
John has increased his holdings in his Necron portfolio.
I picked up a Silent King, 2 heavy destroyers, a candle, because it was a corn candle.
As you do.
Sometimes you want your room to smell like copper. And then I also got a set of the 8-bound.
Yeah.
$240. Not bad.
Well, that's pretty good, actually.
Yeah. Enjoyed that.
And 8-bounds aren't easily found everywhere either. That's
no, the box he had was actually hiding behind the counter, and he was going to buy it later. But when I asked, he gave it up, and I felt bad because he was going to sit on my shelf for months. But that's okay. We got stuff going.
Apparently, there's a discount.
Apparently, there's a new edition coming soon, so we'll probably be able to talk about that later. I don't even know. What even is Warhammer? Who knows? Speaking of Warhammer, Danny, Dickie, let's go to our slide set. That's the thing now. There we go. This picture was sent on to me here. What exactly is going on here, Danny? It looks like you're very seriously explaining something to a man in a very unfortunate hat.
Well, so I went and played at Storm of Silence, which was a GW qualifying event. Not this last weekend, but the weekend before, on the 12th and the 13th, or 13th and 14th. 13th and 14th. Mm-hmm. And man, it was a great time, great venue. Really fun games, great players. And this gentleman was playing Black Templars, and I was explaining to him what the lion does.
Oh,
So he wouldn't get gotcha'd, I think.
that's nice of you.
Yeah.
Did you then visually show him what the lion does?
I sure did. I did it in practice. And the lion reaped a great bounty that game.
I will say the other thing I did in the plane over is I read Sons of the Forest, the Mike Brooks, Dark Angels, Lionel Johnson book.
Mhm.
Phenomenal. Almost makes me want to start a Dark Angels army. That's well, again, that's
just almost.
Just well, because every book I read, I'm like, man, I want to start that army now. Which is why I've started limiting myself to what I read based on what I already own. So Death Guard, yes. Black Legion, yeah. Chaos Knights, absolutely. Anything else has to be real good. But yeah, that Son of the Forest one was amazing.
I downloaded. I'm excited to read it.
Yeah. So you won that game, I'm guessing.
I did win this game.
I want to point out the back of his T-shirt here. I don't know the tech or the World Eater or the producer's nails can enhance, but the back of his shirt looks like a little pizza logo that says Unga Bunga on it. Again, proving the wide reach of Tim Penny and his ridiculous words.
I know. that team is called the Unga Bunga Legion, and I ended up playing two of them, like both in a row.
And did you Unga their Bunga?
I did.
Amazing.
I knew how to Unga the Bunga correctly.
A long time ago, we talked about a special set of dice that we wanted to have made, and unfortunately, still aren't financially able to support that model because each dice costs $5 production costs.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
You're
expensive.
welcome for not buying one dice for $10. That was the Wingdings dice.
Yep.
Danny, our friend Josh, I think actually won this competition now because he did find this, which is the worst dice I might have ever seen. This is a QR code dice. So the only way you can read them is if you pull out your phone and scan them, and each of the sides is a QR code for the right
those
thing.
Are so bad. Oh.
I think I would still roll these. Honestly, I think eventually I'd know what the different sides look like, and I could just tell you what they were.
Danny, I've known you for years. I love you like a brother. I would absolutely not trust a word coming out of your mouth about what dice those are.
Oh no, that's definitely a 6.
Aw.
Really?
Yeah.
Here,
Those
let me
All
you
sixes.
cure those. No, I'm
All
already
sixes.
gonna roll. Yeah.
Statistically,
yell
2
you
should
out
have
for a
failed,
lot,
yet here I am saying 3 failed. They're obviously the right ones. But this did have me thinking it'd be really cool to have sort of like QR code dice where we can just spread our shame through the power of dice because people get curious and scan QR codes.
Is it possible to QR code just the wingding symbols? When the QR
The combination of the two, it's perfect.
Oh.
So,
so you have no
So
idea.
This QR code says this is a QR code for a file folder.
Yes.
yeah,
But it's a
dude.
QR code to
Duh.
Office Depot's website where it's a pack of paper that you're buying. So then you have to translate that back to the wing. Perfect. Love
Yeah.
it. Dice are awful.
Yeah, this was successful. I just needed an open file plus to make this, and I did it.
You did it.
I got a filing cabinet. So we're
And
good.
then I would be like, I'm going to make my saving throw. Damn it. I found a 404 file not found. Danny, Dickie as well.
Yeah.
I found this guy here. We're fair plowing through it, but cereal when no milk, Emperor is bones.
Oh.
When cereal has milk, Emperor is good. Though this is a very deep, very
power.
knowledgeable, powerful meme. Thank you, Danny. However, it did want me to ask you the question: what is the best milk to moisten the Emperor?
Oh,
Because this implies that when he has milk, he moistens. But what milk?
God, this is a great question. I'm honestly
This is
pretty
a good
stumped.
question. Oh,
Yeah. Is it Grok's milk? Is that the right answer? Or do I go something a little bit more esoteric?
oh
Oh no!
say-
How much do you care about the environment? Grok's milk. Come on now. The amount of methane off of that.
Jesus Christ!
Do you think Groxes can be milked? Do you think they have nipples?
It's like, I don't know, Danny.
Do they have nipples?
Can you milk me?
Oh.
So I don't know, maybe almond milk.
Yeah. Dickie.
Goat milk all day.
Yeah. No, it's almond because,
Nah.
he's nuts and it's good for the environment.
He's all man.
All- Now it's coconut. Are you happy? You ruined it with the pun. Moving on.
Yeah, I did.
Danny, what are we looking at here?
Looks like we've got Batman clutching for things that he just wants to hold on to. I believe it's his dead mother and father yelling, no, stay with me, don't leave me, crying, sobbing like a total wimp.
Yeah.
It looks like he's hugging. In this, they've superimposed over his parents a scout sniper model and a tactical marine.
Mm.
And what do you think this is implying or talking about?
John, I would say this implies the general lack of ability to forgive and forget that firstborn Marines were a thing and just not play with them anymore. Just instead of throwing them in the trash where they belong.
Oh.
Yeah. For people worrying, firstborn Marines going the way of Martha Kent and Thomas Wayne. Sorry, Martha Kent. That's Superman's Martha Wayne and Thomas
Wow.
Wayne.
Easy mistake, John. They both have the same first name.
Yeah. God, that movie was so bad. But with word coming down from up on high from Daddy GW, that a whole ton of stuff is being legended coming into this new edition. Starting with these guys here who are replaced in the brand new box. We're seeing a loss of the classic old Space Marine Dreadnought, the going away of the Stern Guard veterans and the Space Marine Terminators themselves. They are being replaced, though, thankfully, by a Space Marine Dreadnought, some Stern Guard veterans, and some Space Marine Terminators.
What?
I know. Danny, what are your thoughts on these three going away? Are you sad you can't have baby Stern Guard anymore?
It's really going to change the way that I model my army.
Less for advantage.
Yeah, obviously.
Dickie, Box Knot is going. Well, what do you think about the bye-bye to the baby Box Knot?
I'm okay. Yes, there's new hotness out there.
I was gonna say there's a lot of people who saw those three going away and responded with a solid okay.
Yeah.
That's probably because a lot of them were replaced. What wasn't being replaced is Forge World is getting rid of a lot of its units. So let's kind of look at the ones we're getting rid of from the Imperial range, which are these guys here. All of the Contemptor Dreadnoughts are going away, pretty much. The basic Relic Contemptor, of course, the special hoods have gone away. The Minotaur's Contemptor is going away. All of the Red Scorpion characters are going away. So all the Forge World specific stuff seems to be going away.
Yeah.
Danny, thoughts on the Imperial units that are going?
Trash, get them out of here. This isn't sad at all. These guys can die in a fire.
Oh.
Who has the worst hairline in the 41st millennium now that Gabriel Angelos is going?
Man, God, it's got to be like Telion then, right?
Yeah, it has to
He
be.
has no hair.
It has to be.
He's
And
also getting legended.
I am in no way very sad that my Car of Calling the Risen can no longer come out and that I probably should paint Inquisitor Lord Rex at some point.
Yeah.
And then moving on, we also have Chaos units leaving the range. Dickie, we're a little sadder about these ones.
Yeah, this is super sad.
We have
No, it's not.
Yeah.
all the great giant resin greater demons from the times when the old greater demons were terrible.
Yeah.
We have Terminator Lord Zuffer, who is amazing. The Khorne Demon Prince, who is now a third the size of regular Demon Prince. Same with the Nurgle one. The Hellblade and the Hell Talon, who did a lot of my Death Guard hard work in early 8th edition, Danny? 9th? Whichever one I could flight over the table and affect you with diseases. And then the World Eater conversion set. Dickie, thoughts of all these going away?
I mean, the conversion set makes sense, right? Like, they have a brand new kit, so, like, I'm not boo-hoo about that. You know what the set I'm actually most sad about is the Khorne Demon Prince and the Herald kit. I think that's such a great little set. You get the really cool Demon Prince with no wings, and then you get the Herald, and the Herald's got his like hand stuck in some poor human.
Danny, you're nodding your head in a very
Yeah, it does
tired
get
and
real.
unappreciative way.
Stand.
What's your thoughts on that?
John, the thing I have to say about these models is that they're trash. And not
Oh,
only are they trash, but
jeez.
they're unmitigated trash.
Unmitigated.
And
Oh.
I'm glad that they're going away. And anyone who liked these models is trash by
Well,
association.
I guess I'm trash.
So,
Guess I'm trash.
There's probably just someone at
yeah, I've
Forge
never
World
not said that.
No.
who's like, we haven't sold a Great Unclean one in 7 years. I have no idea how they keep appearing on tables across the world. For some reason, we keep selling like hundreds of pounds of resin to this Chinese address, but we don't know why we're not selling these models.
Do you think that Games Workshop is now also a resin wholesaler, John? Is that the
Well, I don't have a slide for this, but today, and this came up from another one of our friends, on eBay appeared an upgrade sprue for an unreleased knight. So they announced they were doing a plastic version of the Lancer?
The Lancer, yeah.
Yeah, the Forge World Knight, the Lancer. On eBay today, there appeared, was it the Cerastus?
Well, they're all Cerastus Knights, but I think
yeah.
it was the Archaon.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the
Or
Archaon.
Acheron, that's what it was.
So, yeah, someone we know bought the upgrade sprue to an unreleased knight for like
Awesome.
for like $30. If I'm being real with you, that's what £20 is right now. So they may not officially be selling the stuff, but it seems like their staff seem to be supplementing their paycheck quite happily from within the forges.
Yep.
Round it up. This is the saddest of them all, Danny. The Xenos units leaving the range.
Now, this is a real tragedy here,
Nah.
John. We have some of the most iconic units ever produced by Forge World for Xenos. Malanthrope, big bloated Tyranid players.
Trash.
The Reaper, one of 2 kits for Drukhari, now cut in half. The Pylon, what a shame. What a huge awesome model kit. The Pylon.
Oh, never seen it. Literally first time I've ever seen the picture of it.
Right now, I feel sad for you. And then, of course, there's one kit on here that I'm excited about. And you know what? When I say one kit, I really mean 5 kits. All the Orc kits can go straight into the garbage because Orc players are bad people and they don't deserve to have nice things.
Especially War Boss on bike. Get him out of here.
Yeah, that guy particularly can die in all
you
the
know
fires.
what? You're a deaf trike now. Go away.
I will say the War Boss on the bike was the first Forge World kit I bought when I came back in from the hobby. I loved it, and my best memory of it was I just assembled a bunch of Ludas. So I have like 40 Ludas I had assembled. I'm like, yeah, these instructions are okay, whatever. Like, they probably could be better. And then I got the Forge World instructions for the War Boss and the bike. And if you haven't seen them, the Forge World instructions for the War Boss and the bike is literally just a picture of the model.
Yeah.
And it says good luck. It says good luck on the back.
Pretty much. I mean, it doesn't even say that.
No, it does not say that.
Oh, shit.
They want you to earn it.
I finished it, and there was like 2 or 3 little cabley, wiry things, and I'm like, that's probably fine. But with all of these things going away or no longer being produced, because in typical Games Workshop style, as soon as they announced all of these things were leaving, they were all out of stock before the article was released. But the secondary market value for things like Dreadnoughts has now flown through the roof. Crazy. And I found this metal Dreadnought from Newbury, Ohio for only $50. Danny, if you want to get down on this, what are we looking at here?
Jesus.
That is not a real Dreadnought.
Oh, wow.
Are there actually even, I mean, maybe there's Dreadnought legs and arms,
Nope.
but the front is from a Rhino.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah. Wow, that is really bad. That actually sold for $50.
I don't know if it's sold, but it's a Warhammer Party full metal, painted, but you probably want to repaint it. But you probably don't, because as soon as you strip the paint off, I think it's all going to just fall apart. Because, the bottom, if you look at the shin guard pieces of it, it actually looks like he's carved the lines in himself. And then if you look at the arm there, it looks like there's a mold line right on that left arm and the shoulder.
All right.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
You rock up to a game table, Danny. Opponent plucks down 3 of those. What you doing? You just laying down and be like, I can't beat that.
Yeah, it's shaking his hand. You're too much man for me. I am just not worthy to fight you or your amazingly modeled army, fully converted.
You are truly the Warhammer 40,000.
You are the Warhammer 40,000 now.
Danny, I was complaining, surprised after the Death Guard preview. Apparently, there's a new edition of Warhammer coming out. That's something
what we
I
heard.
noticed. But there was a
What?
preview for
No,
my
there's
beloved, for my beloved Death Guard. And then pull up this one here. I complained about the movement, but you told me in pretty much these words.
Yeah. I've been telling you that 4 inches is plenty for a long time, John.
Right, but I'm just not used to it on my Terminators. So we're seeing.
Oh, I think you're used to it on a lot of things.
Oh man.
So with the faction previews we've seen so far, we've had them for about a year and a half right now. So we're about a third of the way through all of the factions. Who do you guys see as sort of the winners and the losers so far?
Well, Death Guard definitely are on the top of the list, I think, or they're close up there.
Really? I think Death Guard are great. I think they're going to be good.
I very much enjoyed the sticky objectives for them. Or sorry, stinky objectives.
Stinky. Yeah, I was going to say stinky objectives for sure.
I think top runners are like knights, demons.
Yeah. Eldar. Did you see Eldar?
Yeah, Eldar seems
holy moly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say
Marines.
Sorry, you're good.
Marines, yeah, they're going to be good.
Yeah.
But and you sort of said something to this as well. Can we react to these previews in a vacuum? Because while they are showing us sort of like some individual unit rules, a couple, maybe one stratagem, everything here and there, we really don't have a full enough picture to understand any of the information given to us in context yet. What do you think the benefit of these previews is when really they tell us nothing and all they're doing is getting the fan base worked up about how terrible something is?
It's just the marketing. I don't know. Marketing 101, like just get people hyped about new things.
I think it does increase hype though, right, Dickie?
Yeah,
like,
it does.
Yeah. Even if not everyone is like super excited about every preview, like John, there's lots of people that are excited about this.
I will say I'm very excited about Chaos Knights. That came out today, and that made me very happy. Mainly because I've been trying for 2 years now to make the Abominant work in a competitive setting.
Oh, he's going to work.
And
I think
those are some good rules. Yeah.
And finally, all it took was a complete change of edition and rule set to make him sort of okay. That's it. But we're holding on.
Oh man.
I just noticed that the song above this is marching tuba with the
Oh yeah.
We'll
That's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
It also does make me want to run Death Guard just so I can keep telling people that I'm going to keep giving them 4 inches a turn. Because that's all I can do.
Yeah. Moving on.
Notice the one thing about Knights kind of brings something into like consideration for me at least. I've noticed that there's not a lot of modifiers to hit.
No.
Or at least positive ones. So unless you're like a heavy weapon, I think minuses to hit are going to be a really big deal.
Yeah.
So if you can stack those in your army, I feel like that's going to be pretty darn good.
Yeah, rerolls I think are huge. I know they did say that we're not going to see a lot, and then immediately showed us a lot.
Yeah.
I just don't think that's accurate.
I think you're right, because we've really only seen it through Marines, right? So we haven't seen any other faction.
The thing they said they were going to cut down on was auras with rerolls, and so people have taken that to like this, have construed this to be, oh well, there will be less rerolls in the game altogether, which is true.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be less units benefiting from those rerolls, especially since like we've seen a captain and he doesn't give rerolls.
Yeah.
And we've seen a lieutenant and he doesn't give rerolls.
Yeah.
So
we have seen a good amount of modifications to the dice, like you add +1 or -1, even on the wound side. I would say that we've seen a lot.
Wound
is
a lot. There's a lot of reroll to wound in the game. I think with twin linked being a very common keyword. Like I think there's a lot of people doing that. So it's an exciting time. But like John said, the context is like bizarre. like, how am I supposed to determine how good this is without any kind of like anything to really compare it to,
Yeah.
or points, or anything like that?
Well, and we're looking at it through like 9th edition lenses too, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I'm looking at this Terminator. I'm like, only moves 4 inches? What trash? If you tell me he's 3 points and I can take 600 of them in my army, then that changes my opinion.
Right.
Still a bad opinion.
But you can give him a Land Raider now, John, and
Yeah.
have him get up the
Someone
table
did.
that way.
Someone did say that in chat. Hello, everyone in chat, by the way.
But
Oh yeah.
I could give him a land. Wow. Is this the edition Land Raiders become a thing? They seem to be like stealthing in. Should I invest in a Land Raider heavy portfolio?
I think transports are going to be a thing.
Yeah, I think transports are real good in this.
I think
edition.
they're really, really good.
I was talking to Aiden from the Disgustingly Resilient podcast about it as well. And he was saying about, like, I was complaining about the speed, but he's like, John, just put flamers and rhinos and shoot out the holes. And then he was like talking about doing like a special song for it and everything. But I've now found a miniature DJ light that I am going to now mount inside a rhino and just drill a bunch of holes so that when it moves up the table, playing its fun Vangabus song, it will have disco colored lights coming out of it too. Just really get the Death Guard feel.
Because the Vanga Boys are coming, John.
They are. Everybody's jumping.
And everybody's jumping.
Okay.
We're not going to go into a huge amount into detail about it here, but this next one was actually sent to me by a listener, Nick Herding, who sent this one here. Guys, the 10th edition rule set did leak online, and the internet made this meme in order to try and figure out who it was that leaked the information. My guess, as always, is Miniac. But Danny, you're a real lawyer. Maybe you want to take us step by step through what we're looking at here.
No, I'm not. And secondly, it's got to be somebody with a really tall cowboy hat. Only that kind of person is the kind of person that would leak this, and you know that they're twirling their mustache as well.
I imagine that's just his dong. Honestly, he's like, I'm going to leak this, and I'm going to make everyone look at my penis.
Well, he
while
wins.
They're looking at the rules.
He wins. Yeah.
Oh, you mean you mean the rabbit that he's had like in his hand there? Yeah. Sorry. I missed that on the first go through here, but yeah, it's got to be a really tall cowboy hat though, for real.
Either that, or it's someone using a really old burner flip phone because GW has access to your Apple ID and tracks your data. When you sign up for Warhammer Plus, that's not the part they tell you about.
No, I'm scared. Jeez.
Yeah. So yeah, we have. Was it Colton Hung Grun's blue modern fit chinos? So you know he's a man of taste.
Yeah.
The mistake here is when they say Leviathan box $250.
Yeah.
If you're leaking it, you're not paying it.
Right. You're not paying anything, probably.
And do we believe it's a 2019 Ford Escape, or is this some kind of fun joke about him escaping the punishment?
There was a Ford logo, I believe, in one of the pictures, which is why they think it was a Ford. Yeah. In one of the pictures, when he flipped with it, and you're like, oh, this is a Ford. He's in a Ford. So he was literally taking pictures at his steering wheel. That's leak commitment right there.
That is. That's like, I don't care about reprisal because this is very easily traceable.
Yeah.
The fool.
The fool.
What a fool.
And as content creators, this doesn't make us mad at all. That we spend hours making videos.
Yeah. I wish I could talk about the leak, but I can't because I'm under an NDA.
Yeah.
Well, there's something fantastic about putting hours of work into making, say, a small video explaining things.
Yeah.
Only for Auspex Tactics to throw up a PowerPoint presentation to boredly talk over for 30 minutes, like a month before.
It's very right.
It's really a best kind of. It's a best type of scenario for us, really, because it really makes sure that we don't want to produce content where the Games Workshop doesn't get cool reviews from people because of this kind of stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Hypothetically, that's my response to that one. You know who else is a terrible person? I called this next slide 3D printing people or terrible printing people.
They are.
They are.
You said here, just finished building and painting a 2-week print. Warlord will be next once I make room to display it anyways. Now I have 2 Reavers, lol. So this is a 3D printed Reaver Titan. That someone they beat the layer lines by using 17 gallons of paint, which I can only assume is house paint.
Perfect.
Daddy,
You know,
take
I
us
like
through
the
this
shield.
Reaver. What do you like about the shield?
I like the
tells me a
shield
lot about
because
your
it
lead-ins.
has a thin blue line on it.
My favorite thing on this model is I mean, not to mince words here, but this is a stolen intellectual property.
Yeah.
That someone again is stolen, and then is painted it in a police color scheme, ensuring that they support police and laws.
Yeah. And wrote police on the top. Yeah.
You know, John, what I really kind of infuriates me is that the police need to stop getting access to these kind of military.
These runaway municipal budgets while millions live in homelessness.
Wow.
Your local PD can get their own Reaver Titan for pennies on the dollar.
It's just that military. You would have to imagine. So in the 41st millennium, like, do the Arbites get like just random military tech discarded? Like the Space Marines, like, here's a Land Raider.
Yeah.
We got a newer one. Or we got to spend our budget. So here's this.
They only get the Mark II Land Raiders, though. They don't get the nice Mark IV ones.
Just Necromunda PD rolling around with 2 Stormbirds.
These were surplus.
Oh, anyway, you're terrible, and your entire model's an oxymoron of what it is, and you should feel bad about yourself. Just to round that one up there.
Yeah, agreed.
The next one, I grabbed this off of Instagram from Royal Guard Red. The very wonderful Warhammer 40,000 Grill Team, which I believe is a play on the term Kill Team.
Kill Team.
Yeah.
Do you think this guy cooked that with the flamer in the pot?
Well, I mean, he's carrying a plasma pistol, so probably not.
Oh, is that what it is? Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. I thought it was a flamer.
He didn't roll a 1. I'm going to ask, though, guys, what are they cooking right now? Not like in real life, but in your imagination.
No.
Oh.
Like rat?
A young child.
A young child? You went right to young child?
Well, look at the rib cage on there. It seems like that's what they're cooking, meat of some kind, and it looks human.
Like you didn't like go to varmint. You went right to like child. Okay.
Yep. Child.
All right. Wow.
Deathcore, dude.
Yeah.
Of
Moody
great.
teen. That's
Moody teen.
Moody
Angsty. Yeah.
How does yours taste? A little angsty.
Oh.
What
Dickie,
a spice.
Yeah.
Which faction in Warhammer has the tastiest grilled food?
Ooh.
Huh. I would admit, like, the Tau would probably cook a pretty good meal, right? Don't they want you to like them? They're probably the best chefs in the area.
Can their digestive
so?
systems handle meat, though? Because they're essentially goats.
Yeah. Well, goats can
That's true.
pretty much eat anything.
That is also true.
Yeah.
We've gone down a rabbit hole, or a goat hole,
Interesting.
if you will.
A goat hole. Yeah.
That's
wait.
a hole that you want to go down.
He's holding a sausage, or I guess in Danny's mind, a finger. The top guy with
Maybe.
it. Yeah.
Well, Danny's
Well,
mind, I
children
don't think
don't
it's
have
a
sausage
finger.
fingers. I don't think that's a sausage, Dickie. Well, in the traditional sense.
Well,
not a
maybe it's
sausage.
not a kid then. This got so dark.
It's got really dark, really
Yeah.
quick.
It's a wiener.
Dickie, I want to remind you that the question you were asked was which faction has the tastiest food,
I said Tau.
and then
You
you
said
said
cow?
grilled child sausage finger.
Well, because I just noticed that he's holding a tube meat product.
Because he
And-
was getting hungry.
That's fair.
Yeah. From all this child talk.
all this child, all the. Oh. There's only war in the 40K universe.
And
And
grilling
cannibalism.
with Grill Team. And guys, please get this on an apron for your summers. But which faction is bringing shitty store-bought potato salad to the grill? Like if this was a big cookout with every faction invited, no deaths allowed, no children being eaten.
Oh,
Which faction brings the shitty potato salad?
Eldar for sure.
Dark Eldar, Drukari,
Yeah, just
because they don't make anything of their own; they just steal it.
just
They bring peanuts
Oh,
that used
They
to
would.
be chocolate covered.
they're the guests that you ask to bring wine, and they
But they
always
sucked all
bring.
the chocolate off
Yeah.
in the bowl.
They're also the guests that you ask to bring wine, but they always bring the really shitty wine, and they drink your better wine and leave you with the crappy wine.
Oh,
That's what
those
Drukari are.
bastards!
Dickie, I love you have these bourgeois problems of wine transference.
Wow.
Yeah, dude, what is going on over there?
No.
Oh, Falcon Hunter says a death watch
Death
would bring
watch?
pretty shitty food because I guess they would just bring a little of everyone else's and expect to be taken seriously as their own meal.
Oh,
Got him.
jeez,
These
Louise.
ultramarines, I would imagine, just because they're super bland in their food.
Well, I don't want to eat Greek food anyway. Like,
Oh God. Oh, come on, a good kebab. But that's more Turkish.
Wouldn't Space Wolves have a good barbecue?
of what? Don't they just drink?
Of wildebeest? I don't know. Like,
I mean, that's true. That's okay.
It could be.
Um, we have here. This is me and a meme that I found. What if it isn't bait? What if it truly is my unfiltered dog shit opinion, huh? What then? And that's what I've said to many of you listeners who've come up to me and talked to me and engaged with me. But guys, what is the worst take you've ever heard from a person that person genuinely believed?
in chat, like
I've heard so many bad takes.
I've almost heard too many. I can't even comment. Go, Danny. Hit
John,
me.
what's the worst take you've ever heard?
Yeah.
Worst thing I've ever heard. I don't remember exactly what it was, but someone telling me that a unit in my army was really bad and I shouldn't have taken it. And then I tabled him with it.
That's
like
pretty great.
he just couldn't understand how he lost the game because the units are really bad. That's a really bad army. I'm like, yeah. I mean, at that point, because the problem with Warhammer content creation and kind of stuff like that in general is everyone thinks they can do it until they have to remind people they have an hour to fill every week. And then and then it gets really hard, right? So like you have all of these experts and people make fun of like Art of War. Fuck, we made fun of Art of War. But it's really hard to do what they do. And everyone thinks they can do it. And so I've played a lot of people. I exclusively exist in the mid tables. Stat check has a show called 4 and 1. My show would be called 3 and 2. So I truly get like, I feel the worst of the community is with me in that 3-2 bracket because it's people who are the only reason they're there is because they don't, like there's always a reason other than just you don't play enough. You just don't know your rules well enough. So you get these opinions like this army's too overpowered. And I'm like, sir, this is 6th edition and I took like you beat me, like I beat your like long blower guard. It's not bad. Or like I played this kid. I remember it was when I called his space dolls. I called his models and he got really offended. But like he was saying that my army was just broken BS and it was just Hive Tyrant spam. Like that's all it was. And he had like optimized like Space Marines with like a knight attached and everything. I guess just the worst opinions I hear is that it's not my fault I lost. Genuinely, like in all the games, that's the worst opinion anyone has because it is your fault you lost. Yeah.
I thought of mine, the worst opinion the worst take I've ever heard.
Okay.
So I was talking to this gentleman about movies, and he told me that Rogue One was the worst he's ever seen. I was just like,
That's a deep
come
cut.
on, man, it's really good.
My favorite part. So, for those who don't know or care, the reason I've not been here the past 2-3 weeks was because I was back in Scotland visiting family. I took my wife to Edinburgh, the capital city, and she got increasingly frustrated with me because I would only introduce landmarks. There's an area of town called the Royal Mile, which is up by the castle. I would only introduce the landmarks by referring to them in terms of reference of the Fast and the Furious 9. Where I'd be like, this is the famous chapel here. And he's like, oh, it's beautiful. Yeah, like you might recognize it from when Dom met John Cena in Fast and the Furious 9. And then I pointed at a building and I'm like, John Cena jumped through that window onto that rooftop in the movie The Fast and the Furious 9. And it got to a point where I was like, and if you notice the street here, and she was like, I swear to God, if you say anything about Fast and the Furious 9 again,
we're done. Yeah.
We're done.
Amazing.
So I'm currently going through a rather messy divorce because I'm not leaving that door.
You just couldn't stop.
Just couldn't stop. Yeah.
Couldn't stop. Much like she doesn't understand. She's never watched Fast and the Furious. She doesn't know about family. Dickie.
Yeah.
What is the worst opinion you've ever heard?
Okay, this is going to be cliche, but it's really the only way I can think about. It's blaming dice for losing a game completely.
That's true. That is a dog shit opinion.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I get, but there's other factors than dice. Like dice will generally average out. So I don't know if the dice lost you the game. Maybe your dumb moves 3 turns back lost you the game, kind of thing. Yeah, I don't know. That's my opinion.
I heard dice blamed once by a top player.
Yeah.
Remember LVO, John Lennon lost with his Tyranids.
Mm-hmm.
And he did preface it by, I hate to say I'm blaming the dice, but.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many times out of 100, Danny, do you think it's the dice's fault?
Oh, maybe once or twice. But it does happen. Like I've definitely lost games because of dice before. And it's just like I tried to do everything that I was supposed to do, and the stuff I was doing were good moves. It's just the dice were saying, no, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Well, talking to dog shit opinions, you don't mess with them in this state. As I found this one here, Dickie, maybe you can tell me why I found this one so funny. This is a faction ability. It says Blessings of Corn.
Yeah.
And it says, what in the absolute fuck is GW thinking? This is an ability once per turn would be powerful enough, but every time an enemy kills a model from shooting, it can blood surge. I found this funny personally because Berserkers already do that.
Yeah, that's literally the thing that they do currently. I agree. It's only been out for like 3 months, but since we've had the book. But yeah, so you kill a Zerker and they get to move D6 inches towards the closest thing near them. Yeah, it's all right. It's an okay ability. I don't think it's like, I don't know, game breaking.
I mean, it's really good. It's
good.
Just not like There's some cool things you can do with it too. If your opponent tries to like piecemeal a unit, you can like put them out of line of sight, and then it's like, oh, oops.
Yeah, or like you could force people to overwatch it because you still blood surge after an overwatch. So that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Danny, is this ability yeehaw or yee nah?
John, I'm going to give it a solid yeehaw.
Yeehaw!
Yeehaw, baby.
Fantastic.
That's a fun ability.
I have a quick question for both of you here, and then afterwards maybe you can describe what it is. This next slide here. How can I improve my balls?
Well, as an official representative of Manscaped, I can tell you that there's a lot of ways.
I forgot about that. We
are we still? Oh, we need to start adding to the things.
There's a lot of ways that you can improve your balls. You can improve their shape, their smoothness, their smell, their scent, and all of those things you can do by purchasing products at manscaped.com. Use the code word Falcon to save yourself, get yourself some free shipping.
Yeah.
And really treat those balls like you would treat your children, because that's where they came from.
Yeah,
keep them
probably
clean.
But those balls look really great. Those are some clean looking balls right there.
Yeah, very smooth.
Yeah.
Good texture. I like the stippling. I would prefer some more. The veins were painted, but hey, look.
You want some variation on the veins?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, maybe some blues, some greens.
I'm a big blue veiner. I had fun. By the way, I was painting up a brass scorpion this week. Lots of blue veins in there.
Oh yeah, I bet there were.
Oh yeah, rigidity. Danny, now for the audio listener, what are we actually looking at?
So what we're looking at here is the gun arm from a tyranic creature. I believe this is from a barbed strangler from a carnifex.
Oh.
If you've seen that model before, you know it's chock full of balls.
A lot of balls, a ball sack, if you will.
A sack of balls.
Beautiful. Moving on, Danny, describe this one here. It's been a while.
Apparently, we need to get the image bigger. For
Okay.
him. Okay.
So it says about to go fight. I'll post the video after. And then he posts a picture. I believe it looks like this looks like a Dark Angels list, doesn't it? Is that what that is?
It is a Dark
Yeah.
Angels army. Some Terminators, some old Terminators glued to new bases.
I see some Inceptors in the back there too.
Those are gorgeous
Those
Inceptors.
those friggin' awful chemtrails. I hate them.
I
so
like
much.
them.
Yeah, I don't like them either. I think
It
they're
really makes them
garbage.
pop.
But that's not how the technology works.
Yeah, they pop right in the trash. Like they look. Oh, I hate the flames. They don't shoot flames.
No, it's grav fields. That's how they work.
You guys would not like my Raptors.
If there's flames coming back
Well,
at the,
like you.
the back of the Inceptor, something has gone horribly wrong.
Oh, jeez.
I'm just kidding,
It's
Dickie.
got
You're
so
one
personal.
of my favorite people. Anyway, so this guy says his next. This is a tweet, I think, right? Yeah. He says, "I got my ass beat, bro. I'm not boasting that shit."
Oh.
So, guys, with that in mind, tell us about a game that you were certain you would win that you lost badly.
Yeah, this one time I played at Adepticon, and I rolled up to the table. I'm playing Fantasy Battle. This is like my favorite game in the world. I'm pretty good at Fantasy Battle, or I was at that point in time. And I lined up against a 13-year-old kid playing Skaven. I'm like, well, okay, this is going to be over pretty quick. And then I got Skaven.
Just too many slaves, bro. Just too many slaves.
When Skaven roll good dice, man,
Yeah.
you just lose. That's just all there is to it.
Yeah.
So
Nothing can beat you at Warhammer Fantasy apart from a 13-year-old with a trust fund and 1,000
Yeah.
clan
Yeah,
rats.
that was an expensive army, man, back in the day.
that's exactly what happened.
Dickie, what about you?
Well, we've already had our Warhammer Fantasy Battle post, so I guess I'm not gonna. Literally, anytime I go to the table, I am undying. I'm gonna just demolish the person in front of me, and usually by the midway point of turn one, I'm like, ooh, shit's getting dicey. This may not go so well. So,
You may have been overconfident.
yeah, I am just wildly overconfident when playing. So yeah. Well, every time.
Mine,
Yeah.
LVO.
Yeah.
In the 40K friendly, my first year when I played the friendly.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And I brought a wonderful, balanced, very friendly Aldar list, which was just all gun platforms. At the time, I could take 4 a squad?
Yeah.
So I had just shuriken everything everywhere. It was a really gross army. And there was the no scatter deep striking falcons with the meltas inside and the avatar. It was a whole thing. And I was 3-0. I was going into the last game, and I looked down, and the guy had Death Guard and Nurgle Demons. And he was like, I'm 2-1. Yeah, it's not that. And I looked at it, I was like, I have this. Yeah, I got this, man. I was going to do this and this. I could not wound a single one of his models. Because the Demon Prince had buffs that went out that did minuses, all this other stuff. And I was getting so frustrated that I then started to just split fire to kill everything. But instead of doing that, I just killed nothing. And I got tabled. And I just got my ass handed to me. And it was after the game. He's like, oh, how are you doing with this? I'm like, well, now I'm 3-1. He's like, oh, I probably stopped you from winning the tournament, man. I'm sorry. And in my most gritted teeth, I was like, it's okay. It's friendly. I had a great game.
I am not friendly right now. Yeah. Yeah.
That was great. Great opponent as well. He was an awesome guy, but yeah, I just whooped my ass because I didn't know how that Nurgle army worked. And I went in just was like, yeah, I got this. I did not get this.
Hmm.
Guys, here's a petition we can all get behind. I know I make fun of the Sign Me petitions all the time. Danny, I'll go ahead and read this because of the wonderful quality we're working with here. Thanks, Dickie.
It's really beautiful. It's really beautiful for the viewers.
It says, remove all traces of the Space Wolves chapter of Space Marine from the Warhammer 40k universe,
It's not the
i.e.
barbecue.
lore, games, etc.
This faction
is embarrassing and often considered a joke by players. The existence of the Space Wolves is not only a mark of poor quality against the universe's overall stories, but their presence as a strongly supported faction by Games Workshop prevents the creation and support of much more deserving and entertaining factions. Space Wolves also tend to attract creepy people, i.e. furries, predators, and pedophiles.
Oh.
Removing this faction will go a long way towards removing unsavory members from the community. Guys, just quick thought overview before I kind of drill down into a couple of these points.
Yeah. This guy got his ass beat by Space, like bad, so bad. At the end of the game, he packed his models away. He went into his car and he went on to the 40k like get 200 signatures page, and he just wrote it up in just complete rage.
That guy, yeah, absolutely. He went 3-1 in a friendly tournament and lost only to Space Wolves.
Yeah, he did.
Dude,
fantastic.
I don't even remember the last time I lost to Space Wolves. It was probably like 5th edition at most,
Really?
maybe 4th.
Yeah.
Like
mine was last time I lost to Space Wolves was at Midnight Sun when a local player, Greg Howard, was running some Space Wolves in a meme list. However, I cunningly had taken just like 100 plague
also
bearers.
a meme list.
Also a meme list. But that meme list was like, apparently, if you're just having a bunch of models that are really swingy and the game rests on whether I can make a 5+ save or not, it doesn't really work too well.
Yeah, that makes sense, actually. That kind of checks out.
It says here in the faction, their presence as strongly supported faction by Games Workshop prevents the creation and support of much more deserving and entertaining factions.
Agreed.
Guys, what are the factions we're missing out of because of Space
Every
Wolves?
other faction.
Zotes.
Like what
Like
specifically?
Zotes.
What factions are we adding? We take Space Wolves out. What are we putting back in?
Zotes. So,
Deal. I'm in on that so hard. Yeah, give me that faction. I would rather have stupid reptilian centaurs than Space Wolves.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, yeah, let's do old Slan. Like, give me that. That can be an army. I would rather have that in the game than Space Wolves. Like, I like the whole Norse kind of Viking theme that they have, but like, do we have to associate it with wolves or like a wolf everything? And it just, I agree, it does kind of attract creepy people, furries, sexual abuse predators, pedophiles. All those are the same level of person.
It's all the same level.
Huh.
So when we're about that, we'll get Tau out of there as well, because that's the real problem.
The weebs. Yeah.
I will say I watched over on Rogue Hobbies. I watched her latest video, which was like an iceberg video about like little unknown miniatures and random miniatures from the past.
That was a good video.
It was a really good video. My favorite, there was like half ostrich, half man.
Yeah.
And they rode a horse, which is a horse that's half horse, half horse.
Yes. Yeah, like they were high on something back then when they were sculpting these guys.
Was the horse half a horse? Was it like two horses split down the middle? And
so
then...
the like centaur style up to here was like horse.
Uh-huh.
And then the upper torso was like the upper torso of the horse. So there's like two more hooves. And
so it
a
was
head.
a thick-legged horse.
Yeah. But the upper hooves didn't actually reach the ground because of the angle.
Right.
It
was
was
purely for kicking, John. As those
and we all know Danny hates horses. So
I do hate horses.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see what this new abomination is.
Yeah. My favorite thing was so in Scotland we went to a castle. I saw a statue of Robert the Bruce. Fantastic man, I've heard. A long time ago, so I've never actually met him. But the statue, the statue of Robert the Bruce, he's in his like knightly armor and he's looking all medieval and stuff. He has spurs. He's wearing spurs.
Sure.
So I didn't know knights wore spurs, so now all knights are cowboys to me. That's my headcanon.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Yeah, most knights had spurs, man.
Well, I know that now. It just looked weird, like seeing this like full medieval armor, and then you look down and there's yeehaw on his feet. You know,
He was Yee and Ha in some British. Let me tell you.
that's until he wasn't so much. That's
Yeah,
okay.
until then he wasn't. Yeah. Until he was cool with them again.
Would you sign this signature, Danny?
Yeah, I already did.
What other faction? Jesus Christ!
You're
What other factions need to go?
Oh,
Let's see. Let's get rid of Tau. I find orcs to be infuriating. Let's get rid of them too. Gene Stealer cults is a terrible faction that shouldn't be an army. What else? Oh, what other stupid armies? Oh, corn demons, stupid.
What?
Get them out of here.
why?
But the other demons are fine. I'm cool.
Just the corn ones?
Just corn.
You son of
And then
this guy. So much hate and
and
viscera.
then also purely Hellions. Just remove Hellions from the Dark Eldar.
Oh, I
Codex.
agree.
the
Yeah, get those
rest of
guys
them
out
are
of here.
fine, but I want to keep the rest of the Dark Eldar book. But Hellions are terrible.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Last thing we're going to look at here today is this dude. I did have a Falcon fiction lined up, but I was unable to get it working. So we'll save that till next week. As a surprise, I did find the worst erotic fiction anyone has ever written about Warhammer 40,000, and took a long time to find a 45-second reading clip for Pete the Falcon to read that wasn't like instant banning, but it was wonderful. Dickie, you check that one out?
Yes, it was really good. Really funny.
It's really good. I like that. It took a long time to find something that was appropriate. We have these. This is the new model from the GW preview and in no way photoshopped. This here is called a Watcher Swarm, and it's the pride of the lion. Danny, what do they do, and what are their stats? And for ease of simplicity, we'll say like 9th edition.
Okay, yeah, sure. So it can deny the witch 13 times once per game. But it loses a wound every time it does.
Yeah.
Other than that, you can't shoot at it. It has character protection because they're so small.
Yeah.
And then that's it. It doesn't fight, it doesn't shoot. You can't actually charge it. It just denies the witch 13 times once per game.
Yeah.
I like the look of it that they're holding all of the weapons of the characters, so the Dark Angels characters can't shoot or fight until they run to the Watcher Swarm to pick up their gun.
It's a cuddle pile, man.
Yeah.
They're huddled for warmth.
They're just Jawas. That's all they are. They're just
They
40K
looted all of that. They're selling that all to the Blood Ravens.
I do like the idea now. Now I want Watchers. They sound like that. The Jawa sounds.
Yes.
In my head.
They 100% do.
Oh, John Crypt Shadow brings up an excellent point in chat. He's saying get rid of Black Templars, and I think we can both agree on that on a bunch of levels.
Well, on one level, yes. On the other level, I do have several thousand points of Black Templars painted.
Oh, so now you change your tune. Once Big Daddy GW gives you a free army, now you don't hate Black Templars anymore.
Look, they gave me a lot, but I did buy a shitload of impulsors to go with it. To be completely fair,
that is
how many
100%
impulsors
my
do you
fault.
have?
And
I can't remember the number.
That.
So, I have 8 impulsors.
Wow.
And then I have 3 of the gladiators, which I haven't built yet because I'm like, I'm not going to glue the lid down because what if I want to use it as an impulsor? And then I'm like, wait, you madman. You have enough impulsors.
Fair enough.
And then I just got a bunch of heavy intercessors that I want to make in. But again, it's just, okay, guys, here's a question for you. Like hobby motivation. Like I really want to run Necrons. Really want to continue my Black Templars.
Yeah.
I sit at the painting table in front of a Necron warrior and I could give like no shits whatsoever.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what color scheme to do. I don't know where to start. Like whenever I do stuff, I think it looks dumb. What do you do in those situations?
I get it really.
Go ahead.
Go no, you first. You're a much better hobbyist than I am.
Oh, yeah, no way.
Danny, I'm sorry. Two of the 3 of us have been featured on Warhammer Community for our
yeah,
hobby.
and it wasn't me. Like, Jesus. I mean, I did paint my bases
Ooh.
though, and
Well, that's embarrassing.
and I didn't put the belt on backwards or upside down. So
You
Well,
did,
yeah, you
however,
don't have a
say
belt.
lots
You
of-
don't have any belts on there at all.
yeah,
So
who needs belts?
I kind of
You
checks
did,
out.
however, say a lot of hurtful
Everyone.
things to
Every
friends,
person.
and that is really the worst part.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was gonna ask this question during the show, but I didn't. So I'm glad you keyed this up. So we're kind of in a weird limbo land of between 9th and 10th, and hobbying's kind of hard right now, right? Like as you just kind of
Right.
alluded to. I like to paint the off-meta stuff, like the stuff that you're probably not going to paint during when the book comes out and you go, oh, that really was bad, darn it. So I like to paint that kind of stuff.
I think that's good. That's a really great piece of advice right
Mhm.
there. I
Yeah.
think.
I think I just need to find a Necron scheme I'm good with because I'm trying to do fancy stuff and I have to realize that they're not fancy. They're just little
They're beat
skeleton
up.
boys.
They're beat up little toasters, dude. You just gotta pick like the warriors should be a really simple paint scheme and save the complicated stuff for the bigger models. Just have those tie-in colors, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the problem being the last army I painted was Imperial Knights. So it was just very few big models that have a lot of time on them. So
Yeah.
now I'm like, wow, this looks like trash. Yeah. What you can do though, our good friends over at Frontline Gaming, friends of the show. If you're buying stuff, use the link in the chat. It really does help us out. But finally, I got my Frontline Gaming carry bag
Oh
today.
wow!
Plain size
There's
carry
no
case.
logo on that. It's just a black bag, huh?
Oh,
Oh.
no,
Oh,
there's
okay.
a logo. There's one. We got a logo right there.
Yeah.
Got a logo on the front.
Nice.
Just repping, bro.
This thing is huge. I
there's
bought
the
it because
logo
it
on the
says it was available. It was the right size for TSA for traveling and getting in. This is the right size for like just fitting in the overhead space. It is ridiculously huge. I'm excited to use it. I'm going to take it down to hopefully GW Tacoma, which I think is where my hobby pain comes from right now. So I got to get something ready for that, Danny.
I know we got to figure that out. We should have a separate meeting to talk about that event. I want to go really bad. I'm really excited, but yeah.
Sidebar, love it.
Sidebar.
No, you're good. Let me see here. Like I said, I think. Guys, you have anything else you want to throw in there? Talk about before we kind of roll out for the day.
Hey, you know what? It does look like things are changing on the 40K front pretty rapidly. And I think that it's really important for people to remember that this is like a total rebalance of the game. So like give it a shot and that things probably won't be awful for a super long time, even if they are awful at the start, which I kind of don't think that they will be. I think it'll be pretty fun to start with. So just keep that in mind. Be positive, you know, instead of being super down on everything. I think that you can really change like the way that you approach the game and the way that you're at, like the way that you or the attitude that you have towards like new stuff like influences more people than just you. So just keep that in mind. I think it's really valuable to keep an open mind and be positive about the new stuff.
Well said.
And yeah, that's specifically to me, as Danny was saying that there, not to anyone else. Calling out my negativity towards all this other stuff. And I think my main issue right now is because we know 10th's coming out sometime in June.
Yep.
We know the Danny and I have Tacoma coming up, which is early July.
Yep.
I now just don't want to go down and be like unknowledgeable or have like rules confusion between editions. So just I think be patient with people. Be patient with people. We're all learning a new game.
Yeah, like for myself, so we're going to Belgium for WTC, and the word on the streets we're playing 10th. I believe it's almost all but confirmed we're playing 10th. So man, everyone's chomping at the bit to get those new rules and see what factions they're going to play. So everyone keep positive, like kind of like Danny said, like stay positive, just wait. Don't put the verdict out until you see the book or play a game at least, right? So
that's for us to do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Put the verdict out. We just controversy creates cash. We're just waiting on the cash part.
We're all for controversy.
We are.
Guys, it's been really good being back. Really, really good. I missed you guys this past a little bit here. Enjoyed the content you guys put out.
Same.
And then excited to come back next week for more. Well, hopefully I will not only add pictures, but also questions.
Oh.
Wow.
Who knows? But guys, thank you so much for joining us. We have explored the grim darkness of the 41st Millennium Man Beyond. Remember to follow us in all areas. We're at 40K Grim pretty much everywhere you can think of, including there. And for breaking, I forgot, I misread. It's probably a good time to call it. Yeah, follow us 40K Grim. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can continue to be notified of this trash. Leave a review if you enjoyed the show. Don't touch it if you didn't. Just don't bother. Or just show your pain with 5 stars. And until next time, stay safe, stay Warhammered, and remember, it's sort of grim after dark.